Alright, in this lesson we're going to talk about line plots. So our learning target is I can construct a line plot with fractional parts. So construct just means to build or to make. So I'm going to build that line plot, I'm going to make that line plot. And fractional parts means that the parts in my line plot are going to be like a half, a third, a fourth. We're going to involve some fractions here. So first, let's talk about what a line plot is. A line plot is a type of graph. So just like a bar graph is a type of graph, a line graph is a type of graph, a line plot is a type of graph that shows the spread of data using x's above a number line. Using x's above a number line. So it involves that number line there, that's going to be key, and then it's going to have x's above each number in that data. So we're going to look at one here, and this one is the student height measurement. So if we measured everyone in the class, this might be everyone's measurement here, and it's measured in feet. So here, this is going to be my title. So it's important that we have a title on our graph. And now we're going to show what this line plot's going to look like. So first, here's my number line here. Nothing's labeled. We're going to have to build it ourselves. First, I want to look for the smallest number in my list of data. The smallest number I see is 3. So that's where my number line is going to start. It's going to start at 3. Then I'm going to look for my largest number. I see 5, 5 1/4, 5 1/2. So my largest number is 5 1/2. So that means I've got to be bigger than 5, so I'm going to go all the way to 6. So my number line goes from 3 to 6. Now let's put the whole numbers in between. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to talk about the fractions in between each of those numbers. I see a lot of fourths. I see a half there too, but we can make that work, and a lot of fourths. So I think what we need to do is separate this number line into fourths sections. So that means between each number, there's going to be 4 sections. So 1, 2, 3, which means there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. So I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, so now I've got my number line set up, but I want to label it. So it's going to be 3, 3 1/4, 3 2/4, 3 3/4, 4. Because remember, 3 4/4, that would be the next one in my number line. That's equal to 4. So next I would have 4 1/4, 4 2/4, 4 3/4, 4 4/4, which is equal to 5. 5 1/4, 5 2/4, 5 3/4, 5 4/4, which is equal to 6. So here's my number line. So now I just need to go through the list. Every time I see a number, I'm going to put an X above it on my line plot. So the first one is 4 1/4, so I'm going to find that on the number line, put an X above it. I'm going to go ahead and cross these out here so I know I've already used them. Then I've got 3 on my number line, 4, 5, 4 3/4, 5 1/4, 4 1/2. So now I've got this half, so I've got to think how many fourths equals a half. So if you remember back to those equivalent fractions, I know that 2/4 is equal to a half. So this is going to be 4 1/2, this is 3 1/2, this is 5 1/2. So just some equivalent fractions there. So 4 1/2, 4, 5 1/4, 4 1/4, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, and 5.5. So here would be my line plot. Oops, let me cross out that last one. This is what a line plot looks like. Now we're just going to answer some questions. So how many students are there in all? So that means I just need to count how many total X's do I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 X's, so 13 total students. How many students are 4.5 feet or shorter? So that means I include the 4.5 and then anyone that's shorter. So 4.5, there's 1, 2, 3, and then anyone that's shorter is going to be going this way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 students. How many students are taller than 5 feet? Now that means it doesn't include 5 feet. Oops, let me get that moved down. That means it doesn't include 5 feet. It means taller than 5. So that would be 1, 2, 3. And lastly, which height is the most common? Which one did the most students? How tall were the most students? And that would be the one that has 3 here, which is 4 1/2.